You Should Have Left was directed by David Cope, who directed The Trigger Effect, Secret Window, and Stir of Echoes. And boy, you can see some similarities between this and Stir of Echoes, because that movie had Kevin Bacon as a family man that was haunted by visions and nightmares and had a ghost trying to help him solve a mystery, rewrite history, DuckTales, woohoo. Oh wait, it turns out that the monster was man all along, so it was a Scooby-Doo episode. Actually, Stir of Echoes wasn't all that bad, even if the plot was very obvious, and Kevin Bacon played his role admirably, and there was actually some pretty good stuff in it. Some scares, but you know what? That whole thing about how, what actually happened and who was involved and everything was pretty damn haunting. So while not a great movie, it was at least competent. It had its moments and everything. You Should Have Left takes everything interesting about Stir of Echoes, throws it in a goddamn blender, and then, shits in that blender, keeps blending it, and tries to serve it to the audience. Kevin Bacon is a rich man named Theo, who is plagued by visions and nightmares and wants to protect his family. Ella, the little girl, and his girlfriend Susanna, played by Amanda Seyfried. There was also a couple other people featured in this movie. This cast is about maybe 6 people that's listed, and then there's a whole bunch of uncredited people. I'm sure they'll be added later. So I'm going to give you my opinion of this movie right off the bat before I get into the plot. Universal and Blumhouse can kiss my ass for this. Now, I'm still going to watch movies because I've watched a bunch of bad shit, and I will continue to watch bad shit in the future. I've also watched a lot of good stuff this year. Blumhouse also gave us the Invisible Man remake, so they're capable of doing good shit. But my God, this movie is the slowest of burns with no goddamn payoff. The Turning had all this setup and no payoff, but at least was atmospheric. Now, I still fucking hated it, but at least there was something good about it. This movie doesn't have anything good. You have Theo and Susanna as a couple with a wide age difference, 27 years in all actuality, and there's a little girl, Ella, and Theo has this dark past and everything. His previous wife had died. People thought he was involved. Was he not? This is a great debate thrown out in the movie. I'll get into spoilers here in a little bit. But his girlfriend, Susanna, is an actress. So Amanda Seyfried is an actress playing an actress in a movie. Whatever. I mean, weird typecasting, but okay. So Theo and her decide to go off to this vacation home or rent this vacation home in Wales to get away. Hey, we need to get away and everything. And everything seems hunky-dory even though Theo has this dark past and is listening to self-help stuff, therapeutic stuff. Write down your problems and everything and figure out these thoughts. And sometimes these thoughts are based on facts. Sometimes it's just your mind manifesting as a way to deal with stress and everything. So, okay, all that and all this setup, and he's seeing these weird things in this house, and it turns out there's maybe this guy Stetler involved as far as how this, house, the legacy of this house and everything, and houses just keep popping up there. Like, houses will either go away and then get rebuilt and stuff like that, or they'll just be, remodeled. But people stay at the houses, according to one of to the only shopkeeper, the only other real character in the entire movie, that some people find the place, sometimes the place finds them and everything, and there's a whole lot of bullshit with this movie. Now, the thing about slow burn movies is if you have a good payoff with them, you actually can get something good in the end. Even if you figured out, oh, I figured that out and everything. If you've seen a lot of movies, you usually can figure them out. But if it's a good payoff, then who the fuck cares? Because you're at least getting, something there. You're like, okay, this justifies it. I see why fuck all else happened in the first half or even in the first 2/3. The third act, then you can watch it again and you can appreciate it more. Here's the problem with this. It doesn't have any fucking payoff. Nothing fucking happens. Nothing good happens. Nothing interesting happens. And anything that tries to happen, the movie immediately hits the brakes and says, well, fuck, we can't let anything happen because then they'll realize that we don't have anything interesting to show. I fucking hated this movie. I fucking hated it. My fucking God, this movie was atrocious. Absolutely goddamn atrocious. Don't fucking watch it. Wait till it's at least cheaper on Amazon, or wait till it's on Netflix or Hulu or Shudder. Check out movies on Shudder, by the way. They're really, really good. But you know what? I'm going to get into spoilers now. That's all I'm going to do. So anyway, yeah, if you're still watching, spoiler territory. This movie review is not going to be very long, that is. So you have this dark past. Theo and Susanna have this common bond and everything. But there's also this dissension. Because of the age difference and the fact that he's got this dark past, she's an actress, she has 2 phones, oh yeah, she's been cheating on him. That leads to a rift. And suddenly, after finding out this dark past about the house, they all decide to leave, but then this rift happens. She takes the car, and instead of him driving her to a hotel and then bringing the car back so he had a fucking way to get away, no, he can't do anything smart like that. He figures out that there's this weird shit going on with the house and everything. And it turns out that, like, maybe the house is built by the devil. It's the devil's tower or this kind of stuff. Or it was built by, you move the gravestones, but you never move the bodies. It's like Poltergeist. Not like the remake of Poltergeist, which is absolute bullshit. It takes forever for anything to even get going. And then, horrible acting, by the way. The girl, okay, that's unfair. The little girl who plays Ella is fine. Because kid actors, it's 50-50 what you're going to get out of them. Kevin Bacon has not been this uninteresting in a while. Amanda Seyfried, I don't know what the fuck happened to her career. Because Jennifer's Body was about like the peak of what she did. Now, she's done other stuff since. That's actually unfair. She did the Mamma Mia movie, so actually that wasn't all that bad. But she's had a very up and down career since Mean Girls, which I absolutely loved. But Kevin Bacon has been in plenty of movies for years and years and years. And Tremors is one of my favorite movies. Everybody has bad movies that they make. And this one, it's like he eventually figures out, oh wait, there's this sinister force and everything. And that whole thing I said about, his wife ending up dead and people thought that he was the one that did it. Oh wait, it turns out that he hated his wife. He let her die. And now that's why the house won't let him leave, because he won't atone for his sins. That's what it is. And now that's what, there was one point where he left with Ella, the little girl, and then they loop back to the house because the house won't let him leave. Let anyone else leave, but won't let him leave. So he has to stay and has to do this and everything. And this took 93 minutes to finish. And that's including the end credits and stuff like that. I understand that some movies cannot be perfect and you have to just take what you can out of like any, you have to get what you can out of any small, minute amount of interest, like interesting details, a little bit of a story, whatever. You can turn the worst story into something interesting. You really can. This movie didn't even try. And that's the most frustrating thing. This felt very much like a paint-by-the-numbers bullshit movie where it was just there to make a quick buck. Or in the case of me, I spent the $20 on it. It is what it is. I mean, I got spoiled by all these, cheap movie tickets and everything. So, I mean, joke's on me. But do not watch this. Wait till it's cheaper. Wait till it's on a streaming service that you're already paying for, so you don't got to put more money in the pockets of fucking Blumhouse. So maybe they'll actually start making some good shit, like the Invisible Man remake. I hated this movie. I absolutely fucking hated it. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.